Facebook. We are monitoring them if you guys do have questions. And I do have the SPY up here. Everybody's talking, hey, this market is crazy, it's erratic. Guess what? We have Mercury in retrograde, just had a solar eclipse. It does somewhat have an impact on the market, but I don't trade solely on that. I do trade using the dark pool prints. So if you guys do want to come and learn more about that, come to the darkpools.com, to the training pit, and we will definitely help you. So checking out the chart for today, let's go ahead and get into it. You can see I do have this blue dotted trend line. This is a trend line all the way back from June of 2019, back here from the high right here. So we went ahead, high of 2019 right here, and also May and June. Interesting that we happen to be hitting it again in June, only this time from the upper bound, right? So we're coming down and we are testing that. And we're coming in to an area where we are back into that zone of consolidation from last week. We had a pullback on Friday, came and tested it June 19th. It was the high June 19th of 2019 and tested it now on June 19th of 2020. So pretty cool to see that happen, how trend lines go ahead and they hold up time and time again, year after year. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in for us right here, right? All these orange lines, I'm trying to get those, trying to get them to make those go away. But we are above the moving averages right now. Here's what is interesting, all right? I did calculate a weighted average based on, these are the SPY top holdings. I have the percentages broken down. My opinion, I think we're going up to 312.60 today. Why? Right now, the top 30% of the holdings is giving us 1.27% increase. That doesn't mean it's the whole S&P 500, but it seems like the S&P or the SPY ETF is lagging at the moment. So there could be a nice $2 run into close today to go ahead and catch up with those stocks. Look at that, happened to go up 10 cents right as I mentioned that. All right, 11. So we could have a nice move. It could come on up here, test this 312.15 area. I do have my alert right there at 312.60. Let's see. All right, maybe a lotto call on that, couple dollars. Hey, bad scientist, I know you'd like that one. Good afternoon, blind trader. So right now we are bouncing off of that trend line again today. We bounced off of the 21 EMA. We are above the 20 SMA. Friday was a bit of an indecision day with the dividend, high volume, quad witching day. So normally higher than normal volume on that day in general. We do have these two blocks of consolidation, one above us up here with a low at 317. And we have this block really more up to 318, 314 area. Maybe we will test the high of that today. 314, we shall see. But for now, feeling a bit bullish. Let's look at our weekly chart. Do I think we could potentially hit those highs of 340 before we drop down on the market? Yes, I do, in my opinion. Again, we see that trend line, how it held up. We are above the moving averages. We are above the 50 simple moving average on the weekly chart. We could come up here. We could test the 319, 320 area as well. Then that next level up to 322. We saw that resistance. Then on up to 337 and potentially on up here, up at that 340. Will it happen today? Probably not. Maybe mid-July, we'll go ahead and we'll see that 340 before we might see a pullback into the second quarter earnings reports. Everybody will then be reporting everything about COVID-19 quarter in which they were shut down. What will the forward guidance show? What will the Fed be doing at that point in time? Right now, the Fed is buying $250 billion in securities to put money back into the hands of the U.S. public. Is that U.S. public going back and putting it back in the stock market? It seems like it right now, right? So for now, feeling bullish. Let's check out the majors. You guys know the majors. And we've got Microsoft, right? So Microsoft on the weekly chart, let's pull it back on our daily. So Microsoft is just holding this upward trend, right? We had this upward trend here, just drew this trend line today. And we have this bottom boundary one down here. So right now we're breaking out. We are testing all-time highs. This is for one holding in the SPY and QQQ. Is it any reason why they're being pulled up today when Microsoft is doing so well? No, in my opinion, no. We've broken above. Now, the big question is, are we going to break 200 today? That is going to be that round number. But look, we had that higher than normal volume on Friday, and we are above that volume, right? The high of Friday was 199.29 or 199.53. Are we going to close above that higher than volume day, even though it was quad witching, some options, execution, everything like that? Could be a big telltale sign. Or is it going to come back and it's going to retrace and pull back lower? You guys know we're doing this midday, so it could go ahead and go either direction into the close today. However, based on the numbers, based on what I'm seeing from the top 30% of the SPY holdings, looks like the SPY needs to catch up to the advancements of the stocks in the index. When we look at Apple, nice $7 move. Gotta love Apple breaking out as well, above the higher than normal volume. Yes, quad witching. However, we are on the weekly chart in a nice upward trend, right? Here, let's draw another weekly trend line right here. Look at this. I mean, we're just rocking it, right? Come down, touch it, bounce up, right? Come down, touch it, bounce up. Let's move this out of the way. So could we retrace back down to 343? We definitely could, right? But for now, we are definitely bullish above. We're taking out all of the past history of Apple with new highs. The top two, Microsoft and Apple, pulling that market up. Amazon, right? Another one that's just pulling that market up. A bit overextended. It could retrace back down to 25.37. It could have a $160 point move, and it would still be in that great upward trend, right? So it's not one that I would be skeptical to see pull back. And it is going to potentially test that 27.22. Maybe that will happen today. Maybe we'll have a melt up, bit of a blow off, pull back, and then continuation up. Okay, Travis, good luck. We shall see. Right now, it does look like it needs to play catch up a little bit. As long as the rest of these stocks are holding up, then that index, to me, the SPY ETF, looks like it should be playing catch up. Facebook as well. Facebook had a nice move. Look, we've got this nice ascending wedge. Let's go to the daily because we are on that weekly, and you can see it beautifully here. So we have 24.90 right here. We didn't hit it today, got close, 24.70. And we're in this upward trend, right? This is the upward trend from the past couple of weeks, and then we came back. This was last week with a pullback. However, still in a nice upward range, ascending triangle. We had higher than normal volume on Friday. Testing that upper boundary, that upper resistance, again, it's not going to take too much for those shorts to get squeezed, right? We're at those upper edges. When those shorts start to get stubborn, it could really cause a giant melt up. And we could very quickly see that 340 on the market, and then potentially bigger dark pool prints coming in, selling, and down it goes. So for the moment, everything is showing bullish, right? I know JC Peretz from stockcharts.com saying, hey, yes, we're in all new breakouts. This isn't a bearish trend. Definitely not a bearish trend. However, many times in history, we do see the indexes set new highs and then a blow off top, and it does pull back. I will look back at the statistics for exactly how many times it does happen, right? Google as well. Google's in that same area. We've got this. This is a downward trend line all the way back from the high here. We're testing it. We're testing. We broke above this short-term upward trend, and we're above the high volume from Friday. All of these stocks seem to be above the high volume. Now, it's the close that's going to really matter. Right now, they can do whatever they want with the candlesticks, they being the really big guys that control the market manipulators. Also, gold index, GDX, rocked it today, right? If you guys want to come and learn all about the prints, we saw this. We were prepared. We were ready. All right. We'll place a put for straddle, waiting for Microsoft to go over 200, Travis. Okay, interesting. Microsoft options showing sentiment towards bullish. Any dark pool insights? You know what, Samarin? We haven't seen any Microsoft prints lately. Facebook was the most recent major to have the dark pool prints on it. So here we go. We've got GDX. It's got this nice trend right here. And look at what happened on Friday. It closed above it. Boom. Nice move to the upside. Is this going to be that next potential run where we're going to go from 33 back up to 37.50? Potentially could. We could retrace back to our moving averages right here around 33.75 and then continue to the upside right there. If you guys are new to following me, I do have my daily watch list that's available on my website, as well as Ticker Tocker. You can see me building it live every single morning on my Ticker Tocker channel. And I do have some great ones on here. Cint was a great right off from open. They'd had news, right? They'd had news that they had figured out the SARS-CoV-2 strain and how to eradicate it. Could be a sell the news type scenario. And after that, it might continue to the upside. We shall see. This was my level. If it broke below, potential short. And if it broke above, potential long. Sure enough, on the chart, you can see, hey, we broke that early, right? We broke it early and then went on up to 310. Nice little trade there. Then a no trade zone. We're hitting that 50 simple moving average on the 5-minute chart. Could be consolidating here, gaining some strength. That acted as support once, twice, 3 times, 4 times now. So looking for potential curl up off of this if we're able to, and then potentially back on up that direction. The market, of course, will dictate, but just reading the chart, right? NIO was another nice one for today. But it didn't have, on my chart, I actually had it up here at 7, oopsies. Let me go here. I had a potential breakdown of the 780 mark right here, 775. Hey, if it breaks down from there, we've got a nice potential trade. Sure enough, yes, a nice little downward trade, 25 cents to the downside right there, down to 750. Nice, Travis. Awesome. We've also got Space, Virgin Galactic. This has had a nice consolidation pullback. I did have my level up here, right here at 1639, but it hasn't broken out one way or the other, really. It had to have a bit more of a move to the upside to go ahead and break above 1780, pulled back. However, this has been running very nicely in the past. It's got some great news. I actually had a dream about Virgin Galactic. Maybe that's why it was on my list today. Also with GPS, with Gap today. Look, it's pretty simple, guys. You guys wait for that resistance to be broken. For anybody that hasn't read Reminiscence of a Stock Operator, Jesse Livermore, hey, wouldn't you rather have that higher probability trade when it breaks that level and it goes again? It goes and it moves higher. Wait for that point. Don't get stubborn. Wait for that point and go ahead and get in just after it breaks it. All right, nice, Desert Edge. Let's check out IDEX. And we'll look at BLK. So IDEX, very nice. So yeah, I can see right here, it had initial resistance. First, it had a resistance down here. It flipped to be support. Then resistance right here. It came down, touched it again. Nice. And then it had a pullback midday session. And let's see, BLK. Someone wants to look at BLK. G-Man. BlackRock. All right, so BlackRock seems a little bit choppy, but look at how it held this moving average right here. You know what, ASIF, the indicator that I trust the most is going to be volume. That's going to tell me what's going on. So price action is driven by volume. That's how the story of the chart is made, right? And then looking at it on different time frames as well. Novavax had a bit of a pullback today, right? I had potential short right here. We had a gap to fill to the downside. Sure enough, then right here on the 15-minute chart, it came and almost hit that 200 simple moving average. 200 simple moving average is very important on many charts. That's one indicator I would definitely put on there. Go ahead and watch it and see how these stocks react to that 200 simple moving average. 5-minute, 15-minute, 45-minute, daily. It's a great moving average if you do not have that on your chart. American Airlines as well. So American Airlines came up, hit our 50 simple moving average, and then pulled back, right? CCL, one, pulled back on the day. So even though certain days we can have this SPY doing amazingly, and then you have some that can be short. So no matter whether you prefer shorting or going long, just wait for that level to be broken. Yep, Fastly. Again, this was one we talked about it before. Once it broke out on that daily chart, right back here, I said, hey, look, we've got that ascending wedge, right here. That's a lot of, it's a very good example, G-Man, a lot of how we have that ascending wedge. The shorts are going to get stubborn. The shorts are getting squeezed, and we have a massive melt up. This could be the SPY in the next couple of days and weeks to come. This could be on Thursday of this week. We could have a giant melt up or melt down. But keep it all on watch. You know, it's not just jump in before, it's being reactionary to what you see in the market and seeing that volume. Again, we're above this volume. Great trade on Fastly. Yeah, Fausto, you're new joining us today, right? So I actually pulled it up here. We'll update this. I can update it live for you guys. It's a weighted average for the SPY holdings. A little calculation. So I broke down, these are the percentages of each one of the stocks, right? So we've got Microsoft, 2.04, 2.16, 0.92, negative 0.31 now, 1.15. We've got 1.54, negative 0.7. So it's always changing, right? But you can see that it will go ahead and give me that rough target of where we could be for the moving averages, right? Now we're, 0.7. Whoops. Yes, I know, Fausto. You know what? Most of it, these are, all the orange ones are alerts. And so it's hard to, the alerts, I can't change the color, which kind of frustrates me too. All right, I'm going to leave this because I messed it up now. But roughly 312.50 is where I anticipate a potential test today. Also on this trend line, let's go to our 45-minute chart. I really love the 45-minute chart. It's not 15, it's not 60, it's not 30, 45 minutes to me. And we came down and tested this trend line, bounced off of it. Also, you guys have heard me refer to this pink trend line a lot. Well, look at how many times we tested that today, and it's bounced up above it. To me, in general, I tend to be bullish above that trend line right there. If we go below it and we hold below it, bearish below. I was feeling a little bearish because we had a little close below it on Friday, but now we're right back above it. And as long as we hold above that, feeling bullish, right? And if we break above these right here at 311.55, our next potential resistance right up here, actually at 313, this trend line. We do have this box of consolidation from last week, and we'll go and look at CCL. So CCL had a nice pullback. You know, they are going to have issues, unfortunately, because of all of the COVID, right? Would you be really booking a cruise right now? Not me, right? I wouldn't really want to book a cruise right now. And it's had a nice little bearish trade. The volume is dropping off, and yet the price is rising. That means, dun, 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 the minions are in control, the algorithms, right? So, as always, guys, if there's any other ones you guys want me to check out, come and join us in the dark pool. We have lots of fun there every day. Trading the dark pool prints and moving forward. Oh, CCI. Yeah, let's see, CCI. Gotta have fun and laugh, right? So CCI, hey, look, you see how that one came right here, tested it, maybe potential test down there to 163 if we break this support of 165. I would look at 163.80 as a potential target, potentially on the downside. No, not all the, yeah, these are my moving averages. And then I do have some trend lines, but not on this one as of yet. But I do like to draw them on the 45-minute chart as well. And then, hey, look, right here, we've got a downward trend line, right? And I would use this as my bottom boundary. It's still in that upward trend. Right now, this is coming back. Let's look at it on a daily. You see how it also nicely draws it when you convert it right here? And we've got this support area right here. So it's coming down again, that 160, I said 163.80 area right here on the chart. It looks like that could potentially hold as well, right here, 164. So potential to the downside. BABA, let's check BABA, G-Man. All right, BABA. Big bearish engulfing on Friday, and we're coming down and the averages are just starting to curl over. So potential test, depending on if we close weak on the day, down to potentially 216, in my opinion. We are below that big volume candlestick. It was bearish engulfing, took out the entire week right there. And we have this gap trade to the downside, down to 217.45, potentially. So keeping that one on watch. That's a very nice one. Thanks, G-Man, for that shout out. It's nice to see that gap potential to the downside. Actually, we'll put it right here, this, and down here. That's our potential gap that we could fill right there to the downside. All right, guys, I hope you all had an amazing Father's Day to all the fathers out there. If you ever have any questions, feel free to email me at jane@cjanetrade.com. You guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Tocker, and YouTube as well, AirplaneJane. All right, Lockheed Martin, right? LMT. Yep, let's check out Lockheed Martin. Enter. Let's go. So Lockheed Martin, let's draw a little trend here. We are below the trend right now, higher than normal volume, below the moving averages. Potential test on down here, down to 363, 360 mark potentially. And then if it does break below 352, watch out. It could really pull back 333 down to that area, right down there. So this one is looking quite bearish. Let's see, let's draw an upper trend line right here. Yeah, it's got some ways. It's basically been respecting that upper trend line and broke through the support of the trend line right here. All right. So have a great one, guys. Enjoy your afternoon. Enjoy times with friends and family. Please be safe in the time of COVID-19. And I will see you all on Friday. Have a great week and carpe profit. Seize those profits one trade at a time. Bye, guys.
The risk of loss in trading commodity interests can be substantial. You should therefore carefully consider whether such trading is suitable for you in light of your financial condition, and considering whether to trade or to authorize someone else to trade for you. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.